Maybe in the beginning, you've got five guys. Every time you go back to them and get money. When you get up to a level kind of like we're at, where you have, you have hundreds, some groups probably have thousands, you have to have a way to maintain those relationships. They need to have a good experience in order to invest with you. And it makes you seem more professional.
Garrett Lynch, what's going on?
What's going on, Michael?
So today's all about investor relations, but more specifically, the investor management portal, the software piece around that, man. And I remember back in the early days before we had investor portal, and it was all spreadsheets, emails, and DocuSigns at best. But what were some of the things, the challenges that we had when we were scaling a number of investors?
I think whenever you're scaling, the amount of relationships and managing just relationships in general. First of all, there's the acquisition side of it. You have investors that you need to get into the deal. There's all kinds of logistics around that side, but then there's also the maintenance, the ongoing maintenance. Right? Hey, an investor, they need to change their address, or they need to update their tax forms, or they need to switch from one entity where their investment's currently held into another, or maybe one of them passes away or something like that. There's a lot of things. And as you get bigger and bigger and you have more and more investors, you have more and more challenges to overcome as an operator. Now, maybe in the beginning, you've got five guys. Every time you go back to them and get money. When you get up to a level kind of like we're at, where you have, you have hundreds, some groups probably have thousands. You have to have a way to maintain those relationships, get good experience for them. Also, they need to have a good experience in order to invest with you, and it makes you seem more professional.
These things can be a huge time suck. I mean, dealing with investors and doing something 5 times is significantly different than doing something 50 times. I mean, any little task is compounded. In the early days, we did everything manually, like we just talked about. And I think if we were to do it again, and my advice to any syndicator out there is, if you've done your first deal, I would sign up with an investor portal. I mean, I wouldn't wait till you have 50 investors. It used to be that number one, 4 years ago, there was maybe one investor portal out there and it was super expensive. And that's the one we started to use. And then, like I say, 3 years ago, all these startups came out with these investment portals, and they were really good. I mean, much better than the established players who've been around for a long time. Really good and really affordable.